Welcome to Anti-Media. That's my nephew, Ryan.
That's my Uncle Joel.
Yeah. Ryan's a millennial.
Joel's a boomer.
That over there is Leland. No, wrong way. Wrong way. Wrong way. Thank you. Leland Clausen, say hi. Welcome. Welcome. Act justly.
Hey.
Act
Hi.
justly. Love mercy. Walk.
Walk hoof. Walk hum.
Hum. Humming is good. Let's
Yeah.
face it.
You know what? We went so in BC, I'll quickly tell you this. We got to go to church
What?
outdoors for the first time in a year on Easter. We had to wear a
Awesome.
mask and we weren't allowed to sing, but we could hum
You should
because
take that sign with you.
Because science.
Because science.
Because science. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And no tickets. Good work.
Oh,
Yeah.
heavens. Well,
But you know what? Hey, I'm going to let you guys in on something. I sang.
behind your mask.
Rebel.
I'm probably a super spreader, but I sang.
Well, CSIS is watching this, so you're getting a ticket. We'll forward it on to the RCMP.
Can we put a
This will never make the air.
We-
We're
well-
gonna be Trudeau's gonna have us shut down before we even start.
Anyways, this is Anti-Media. We're not against the media. Well, sometimes we are, but if we're in the same room as the media, we blow up. So this is us being the opposite. Leland is joining us today because we asked him to,
Thank you for asking
and he
me.
said yes. And today's episode is How to Not Follow Through, featuring Ryan Hogan, my nephew, with some insightful discourse into something.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I want to take you back to a time when I was just a young. How old was I? I would have been a young 24-year-old, and there was this thing called podcasting.
Right.
Yeah, and these two guys had podcasts, but one of them kept not showing up after the first 10 episodes. And it was called the Joel and Leland Show.
Wrong.
Oh, sorry. It was the Leland and Joel Show.
Here, we're still on the RSS feeds. Like seriously, there it is.
Yeah.
I know. I just looked
There
it
it
up.
is.
It's still there. It's also on It is so old. It's on archive.org.
Wow.
We are archived.
Yeah, you're on the Wayback Machine.
Hey, they got Stella. I'm going to play the video of Stella on YouTube. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. All right. Anyway, so why are you bringing this up?
Well, so about 3 years later, this little thing called the comedy podcast boom happened.
Oh.
And every comedian known to man had a podcast. And you guys quit about
Yeah.
3 years earlier. Now, this is the real long game here. So if you had only had the stamina to continue podcasting for like another 14 years, you too could have $100 million contract with Spotify.
Whoa.
That's where I'm going with this.
I've got lots of those stories. I actually was contacted by Laugh USA
Okay.
when they first started, and they sent me an email and they were like, "Hey, send us some stuff and we'll put it on." And I was just like, "Okay," but I printed it off. That's how old this was. And I set it on my folders of stuff, important stuff to do. And then it just kept getting piled up on, and I never did go back to it. I found it years later, and now I have no contacts there. But guys are making really good money on residuals on those as well.
Really? What was it? What was that called again?
Laugh USA.
Oh.
It's on Sirius XM. It's like the clean comedy channel.
Yeah, but you're Canadian. You wouldn't want to sully yourself with that extra $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000
A year
a year.
for doing nothing but just
Yeah.
sending them my stuff.
Yeah,
So
for them running old jokes.
yeah.
Okay, so podcasting nowadays is, I mean, I made our own RSS feed and we put it up on, and Apple eventually picked it up and everything. So it was
Yep.
literally a thing. I just had the RSS feed on my own website and everything back then. Not that anybody knows what an RSS feed is nowadays, but that's still how podcasts work. And you're telling me that podcasters are actually making money, but are they making money? How?
No, only the big guys are making money.
Yeah, but how?
Let's be on. Well, they're making money off of advertisements. You two could have been like Mark Maron and had to shill stamps.com advertisements between all of your interviews with your friends. Right? And have product placements in your video.
Here's my
podcast.
product placement: Swift Current Water.
Oh, I hope that contract's good, Joel.
I just had a delicious sip of Cran Fizz. from Western Family. So good. So good.
Actually, that was actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go buy
You
Western Family. Is that like over 80? Wait, is over 80 still a thing in BC?
I don't think there's over 80s
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
Save On Foods took
All right.
over, but it's the Save On Foods name brand.
So when did we do this podcast? What was the last date? Let me look at what was.
Well,
the last
you were doing 2006.
Our last episode was December 12th, 2008. Holy cow, that's a long time ago.
Wait a minute. I blew my knee out right around that time.
Oh, there's your excuse.
Did you put some kind of shaman curse on me?
No, that's your excuse.
Shaman.
That's your excuse. Hey, I got career-ending injury.
I did. I was in a hospital in Calgary right before Christmas.
Oh, there you have it.
That's no good. That's no good. If you had only waited one more year, then you still could have made absolutely no money, and everyone else would have had started their podcast, and you would have gotten
on.
You would have gotten lost in the shuffle, I'm sure.
I have also worked this year.
Yeah.
On a YouTube channel.
Nice.
On my YouTube channel,
That's
which
right.
I've had for years and never put anything on it. This year, I put a video up every day or every week for a year.
And you got your 100 subscribers, right? Which you need to get monetized, right?
You need 1,000, and
Sorry,
I've got
you got your
more
1,000
than
subscribers,
1,000.
right?
Wow.
But you need 4,000 hours of viewing.
Oh,
And I don't have that. But when I first checked in, I was around 600 minutes, and I was like, okay, I'm going to work really hard at
ramp
this.
this up.
And I ramped it up for a year, and I was getting about maybe 700. So I just stopped last week. I was like, you know what? Let me throw this with the Laugh USA and with the podcast. It's another thing I'm just going to quit.
and not follow through on.
And the Leland and Joel podcast.
But it's at least you're willing to try new things, even though other things have been a complete failure.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Are
get
you
up
saying
again.
if I just stuck with these things longer, I would be successful?
Well, it's possible, but probably not. Let's be honest here. So I have one question. Going back to the old show, where's
All right.
Bone?
Bone?
Yeah, what's he up to these days?
Leland still gets in touch with Bone all the time, don't you?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
what's he
Was
doing?
he the last guest we had?
He was on episode 12.
No, our last guest was the guy who can't eat food.
The guy who can't eat food.
Yeah, Darren Streblow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do like the post from Friday, December 12th, 2008. Okay, it's been 2 years now. What should we do?
Okay, well, thanks for bringing that up, Ryan. We appreciate that.
I just thought I'd take you down memory lane. You know how many things I've taken up and given up on over the years?
Not as many as me and Leland. I'm almost positive.
No, but that's only a longevity thing. That has nothing to do with it.
Thanks a lot.
Like, come on, I gave up on parenting my kids years ago.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? What's happening here though, Ryan? It's pattern. You're not recognizing the pattern. There's a pattern recognition thing here. We just take breaks. We're on a break.
That's right.
Oh, that's so smart.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's so smart.
So
Yeah, the podcast's still going strong.
Just
It's quality, not quantity.
yeah, and
it's just been on like a 13, 14 year hiatus.
and you don't know how many people are still listening to those. You don't.
It's true.
Who knows? We may be famous in Japan.
It's highly unlikely, but possible.
Actually, we could probably look up those analytics and find out pretty
We're
quick.
good. We're good. Thanks.
I know, right?
We're
We
good.
could. Well, you guys could be. What was that? The Sugar Man. Remember that? Did you ever see that documentary about that? He was a folk artist from the 1960s in Detroit, who only ever made one album,
Oh yeah.
and he was living destitute. And then they figured out he was a giant hit in South Africa.
Oh,
Like 30 years later. That's it was the Sugar Man. I do believe is the.
so now we're gonna end. We're gonna end our episode on something that we don't know anything about. Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yes. No, that's perfect.
Well, thanks for rubbing our disappointment in our face, Ryan. We appreciate that.
Hey,
I think after this, I think I'm just gonna quit this one.
That's right.
he's quitting this video podcast.
I've got to be true to myself.
Can I quit this episode before the episode's actually over? Can I just blank myself? Oh yeah, I can. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna right now. Just that's it. I'm done. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Perfect. Have a good evening.
I think
Bye-bye.
that's how old he was when we did the video 10 years ago.
Hey, Cut that out. Toodles. Give us the big wave.